Have you ever felt like something changed around 2016? Like the world suddenly became flatter, duller, disconnected, or even fake? You're not alone. Millions of people, across cultures, generations, and ideologies, report a shared feeling that life just hasn't felt the same since around that time. But why? Let's unpack the real measurable changes that happened around 2016 together, and how they've shaped the way we feel today. Segment 1. The algorithm took over. In 2016, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter fully shifted to algorithm-driven content. Instead of showing us posts in chronological order, algorithms began optimizing for what kept us glued to the screen. Often outrage, controversy, or highly curated content. A 2017 study showed that emotionally charged moral content was significantly more likely to go viral. In other words, our online experience was being shaped, not by truth or connection, but by what triggered us. This shift created the illusion of constant crisis, even when our physical lives were unchanged. Segment 2. Mental health collapsed. Not long after, youth mental health began to plummet. Between 2009 and 2019, teen depression rose by over 60%, according to the CDC, and suicide rates among ages 10 to 24 increased by 57%. Why? Researchers point to smartphones and social media, especially image-focused platforms like Instagram, which launched Stories in 2016. The constant comparison, social pressure, and digital isolation created a generation of anxiety. We're seeing a correlation between time spent on social platforms and rising levels of sadness and hopelessness. Journal of Adolescence Health, 2020. Segment 3. Reality became disputed. 2016 wasn't just the year of social media dominance, it was also the rise of the post-truth era. From Brexit to the US election, false stories on Facebook reached more people than real news. MIT researchers found that fake news spread 6 times faster on Twitter than the truth. Since then, trust in media, governments, and even facts themselves has eroded. When you can't agree on reality, everything starts to feel fake. Segment 4. Cultural monotony and algorithmic art. Around this time, many began to notice something else. Culture felt stuck. Fashion recycled faster. Music began sounding the same. Trends blurred together, all optimized for algorithms and clicks. A 2019 study showed that Spotify users were being nudged toward similar-sounding songs, limiting exposure to new genres. We're not imagining the sameness. We're being fed it. Segment 5. Climate dread and economic decline. And beneath it all, 2 growing weights: climate anxiety and economic stagnation. A 2021 global survey published in The Lancet found that 75% of youth believe the future is frightening due to climate change. Meanwhile, in the US, housing has become 7x more expensive relative to income than it was in the 1990s. Millennials and Gen Z are now the first generations in modern history expected to be poorer than their parents. When the future feels out of reach, the present feels hollow. Conclusion: a new kind of real. So, if the world feels flatter, faker, or more chaotic than it used to, it's not all in your head. We've entered a new phase of human experience, shaped by technology, instability, and collective burnout. But naming it gives us power. It means we can choose what we pay attention to. We can reconnect, offline, slowly, intentionally. And we can begin to build a version of real that isn't dictated by an algorithm. It's not 2016 anymore, but maybe that's an opportunity. If this video helped you make sense of something you've been feeling, you are not alone. Like, share, or comment with your thoughts below. And if you're looking for more grounded, honest content, subscribe. We're just getting started.